Good morning. Welcome to What's Up Wednesday, where we come to you live every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So we can talk about social media and digital marketing tips, tricks, and trends. I'm Karen Taradas with Social U. And in case you forgot, it's November. And all this month, we're talking about things we're thankful for. Last week, we talked about apps, programs, websites that we love. And this week, we're going to talk about local businesses we're thankful for. Well, as you guys probably know, parts of my team are remote, so we are going to feature a business from San Antonio, Columbus, and Cookeville this week. But let's talk about Birmingham first, because that's where that's where I am right now. I love Birmingham, and I love small businesses, and I love supporting small business. So let's go ahead and jump in. I normally break these into different categories just because it makes it easy. And we are going to start with food because this might be the most food motivated team on the planet. Everybody has opinions. So let's go ahead and talk about those. And they're in alphabetical order just to kind of make it easy. Let's start with Baba Java. It is a local coffee shop. I love it. We have several locations, one on 119, one in River Chase. I meet there often when I have to do a client meeting out in the wild. They make good coffee. So does O. Henry's, by the way. Baja Burgers, again, in River Chase. They're actually pretty close to Baba Java. If that's something you haven't experienced, I highly recommend the Hawaiian burger. It's amazing. Big Spoon Creamery. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Big Spoon. Again, it's locally owned and operated. Just an amazing small local business. First Bite Bakehouse is one you may not know of. It is a plant-based bakery in Birmingham, Alabama. They serve egg-free, dairy-free desserts. They are a woman and LGBTQ-owned business. So again, all about women-owned business. Fish Market is another local that we love, and we frequent. Hero Donuts. Yeah, love Hero. Love Heavenly. It's also one that we frequent often. K&J Bakery, another female-owned business. If you are not following K&J online, you are missing out. It's like it's some of the best visuals. They have colorful product. She makes great video. I highly recommend you check her out. Her TikTok's killer. LA Burrito is a local Mexican food establishment. It's just a little tiny place. It might be the best Mexican food I've had ever in my life. And it's down on 119 headed towards Montebello, or off 119. Surin Thai Food. One of my favorite places on the planet. It's a birthday place. We go there often. And Tony's Hot Dogs, because sometimes you just need a really good hot dog. So is Craft Burger, got really good hot dogs. So again, this team has big opinions on places to eat and special treats because that's who we are. Retail, my favorite retail location, hands down, is Alabama Goods. They are locally owned. They only provide Alabama-based goods, products, and services. So if it's made in Alabama by Alabama residents, you can get it at Alabama Goods. It's a female-owned business. They've been in business for over a decade. They have a Huntsville location, a Hoover location, a Homewood location, and each one has slightly different products. They are the largest pottery carrier in the state of Alabama. It's just it's the most unique, especially with Christmas coming, some of the most unique gifts. Every year for Christmas, I give them different stuff for my team, and they add to it and they make it beautiful so I can have a fun Christmas for our team. I love them. Cahaba Soap and Candle is a newer business. They provide non-toxic candles and premium bar soaps for luxury experience. And something I thought was interesting, they're soy, but they're wooden wicks, so they burn cleaner and longer, which I thought that was fascinating. In service, we have several different services. Again, these are in alphabetical order so as not to, sway opinions one way or the other. We're going to start with Hum Concierge. She is a lifestyle management agency, local, female-owned business. She is a concierge boutique and personal lifestyle management, which means if you are a busy executive or professional and you need help with your life or your tasks, this company can do that. They can provide almost anything you need. And the way it works is you buy a retainer, you buy hours, and then give them the list and they take care of it. And with Christmas coming, I can't think of a better gift to give a busy working professional, especially a working mom, than giving her time and help with what she's working on for December as a working parent. December's brutal. Oh yeah, maybe these aren't in alphabetical order. Any reason to plan? Also local, also female. She specializes in creative events in Alabama. She is one of the only event professionals I know that's PMP certified, very capable. She's very experienced with contract negotiation because a lot of times when people are scheduling events, they don't realize how much they need to pay attention to the details in the contract that can be that can kind of bite you in the end, in your end. So yeah, you definitely want someone who can review the contract and make it work for you. Lauren Sizzler, she is local, but she travels all over the country. She is an author and speaker, former collegiate gymnast, Emmy award-winning sports broadcaster, ESPN sideline reporter, author, and keynote speaker. This woman can do it all. She is one of the most charismatic speakers ever. I highly recommend. She just wrote a book about how to tell your story, be proud of your story, about her personal life experience dealing with addiction through her family. Amazing. We will, in the notes, we will include a link so you can check out her website, but definitely go look at her book. If you go to the website, you can download a book sample, but it's really good. I would recommend it. Lisa Shook is also a local female-owned business. She specializes in marketing messaging and story brand. She's story brand certified through Donald Miller. If you are remotely confused about how to express your company online, in person, on your marketing information, Lisa is the one. We work with her often when we are getting started with a new client so we can polish the messaging and make sure we're putting our best foot forward. It's a great investment. And she can do different variations of what you need. So it doesn't have to be a deep dive that takes 8 weeks, but it can be, or it can be an overview where we just make sure your messaging's working for you. Westover Web, this is our web guy. If you guys have been with me for even 5 minutes, I'm sure you've heard me talk about Ben Deloach. He builds and maintains WordPress websites that keeps your business running smoothly online. He also hosts, he has local servers, so he hosts the websites himself. And if you pay for him to host, you get your edits are included in your monthly fee, which I love. Nobody wants to pay by the minute to have an edit done. That's crazy. And he's so responsive. So when you are, if you're struggling with your web company because they're not responding to you in a timely fashion, I highly recommend Westover Web. It's just a great company. And we've been working with him for over a decade. Very reliable. Okay, and I always like to close up with community. Giving Tuesday is basically here, and you should always be in a position where you can share with your community. And we're going to talk about just a few different nonprofits that we support, work with, love. Momentum Leadership, they advance women leaders and deliver training. If you're not seeing the trend, big on the women-owned business, big on helping women in business. Just in case you haven't noticed that on your own, that's kind of where we are. But Momentum Leaders, they advance women leaders and deliver training, resources, community that you need to achieve your goals. If you are a female executive, if you're just getting started and you need a mentor, if you want to be a mentor, if you want to be a mentee, that is a free resource they offer. If you are in Birmingham, Alabama, you have access to that. Highly recommend it. It's one of the best programs ever. Glenwood, they are a nonprofit agency dedicated to serving children, adolescents, and adults with autism and other behavioral health needs since 1974. They have been around for a very long time and are just a staple in the community. If you have a family, loved one that is on the spectrum, that would be a good resource for you to check out. Alabama Guardianship offers resources and education for adult guardianship and conservatorship in the state of Alabama. I think this is a huge need that people don't realize they need until they're there. If you have an adult parent who suffers from dementia or Alzheimer's, it is challenging to get the resources you need to take care of them, not only physically, medically, but legally. You don't know until you have to go, excuse me, go find out. And Alabama Guardianship is here to help you with that. A lot of people age out. So if you're a child and you need help, that's great. But if you're an adult and you need help, that's a little more difficult. Alabama Guardianship makes those resources available to you so that you can take advantage of that. Safe House, I am on the board for Safe House. I'm a big believer in supporting survivors of domestic abuse. Safe House empowers survivors of domestic and sexual violence. They are a nonprofit United Way organization. They provide critical domestic and sexual violence response, prevention, and intervention programs for the communities of Shelby, Coosa, Clay, Chilton, and Central Alabama. They are free and confidential. They have free and confidential services for individuals with who, to fit the needs of the survivor. It's sadly, it's a resource that is needed when it's needed. And if you know, you know. So I love Safe House. They're a safe space. They have some great resources on their website. And if this is something that you think you or someone you know might be going through, don't hesitate to reach out and contact them. Safe House of Alabama. Love them. Okay, that is it for us today. We will be closed. Our office closes one of the 4 weeks a year that it's going to be closed is next week. You will not see us, sadly, next week, but we will be back in December to talk about getting you ready for the next year. Most people are gearing up. We're going to talk about different ways to prepare yourself for January and some last minute things to prepare your business online for the holiday. That being said, thank you guys for joining us. And until next week, I'm Karen Taradas and I'm here to help. Thanks.